If you end your price in a 7, does it make you a entrepreneur? Not everyone that sells a course is out there trying to scam you. So I went and found John to tell you what to look out for to make sure you don't get scammed.
If I was to draw a line in the sand, I'd say that the difference between ethical and unethical copy is whether the core messaging and the mechanics used within a sales pitch are factually correct and can be verified. And that doesn't mean being economical with the truth, but painting a broad picture so you can attract the right customer to a quality product that can improve the chances of success.
So I say this quite often, like the tactics in my mind aren't the problem, it's how they're used and what they're used for. So if you target the right person with a product that can actually help them achieve the thing that they are being promised, that's fine, as long as it's a fair price for a fair product. It's when you're making claims that aren't true, using fake examples of, say, testimonials or fake examples of scarcity or discounting.
One of the biggest problems I see is, okay, there's set components of a sales message. You know, people like to include the hero's story or frame the price in a certain way, increase the fear of missing out that the customer has, but they try and engineer those components because they think, oh, my sales message is going to be shit without it. It's the engineering of those components that is when things start to become more unethical.
What would be if I was reading a coach, mentor, gurus, entrepreneurs advert? What are your 5 red flags that we should be aware of so we don't get conned?
Red flag number 1 for me is using vague statements that are used to try and build credibility. We're obviously living in a world where it's pretty damn easy to try and demonstrate some kind of credibility online, but the devil's in the detail. You know, where they might say something like, I built a 6-figure business using this strategy versus I used this strategy to make 4.7 million selling coats for dogs in 18 months. I think it's important to look out for these kind of statements because it makes it easier to verify the claims within the messaging when it is specific. If it is vague, it's usually a sign of a poor copywriter or a seller that's being selective with the truth to fake their authority. And they will say, okay, this bonus is worth $1,000 to you, it's completely free. But there's no history of that product being sold online. They're trying to sell to an unsophisticated marketplace. You know, the lowest common denominator is they're just trying to sell the biggest dream possible and make it seem as easy as possible.
That's what I always seem to notice. It's always 6 figures or 7 figures, never ever specific. And like you said, the vaguer they are, the harder it is to actually verify or check.
My second red flag is downplaying the downsides or making everything sound way too easy. Every product comes with some kind of risk. There's no foolproof system, but depending on the product, there will be a varying degree of effort that is required to solve the problem. Look out for people that downplay the downsides, either completely ignore them or use generic risk statements.
Yeah, so they always do make it sound as easy as possible just to target the lowest common denominator. They're preying on people's dreams, hopes. You desperately want to escape the rat race, so you want it to almost be right. So they know what they're doing when they target those people, don't they?
They have no interest really in how successful that person is with the product there. They just want to load the value on the front end and get as much out of them as they can. My red flag number 3 is the seller trying to make it sound like it's potentially a good fit for anyone that happens to stumble across the sale?
Well, it's anyone, anywhere. That's what all the entrepreneurs seem to say in all the webinars I do. You can do this with no experience.
Yeah, exactly. And it's usually a sign of a really generalized product that doesn't really help you achieve anything tangible. Ethical sellers, they want high quality customers that get demonstrable and tangible success from their products. My 4th red flag is, does the sales message match across all of the platforms? Social media is obviously a very important tool for online sellers, and it helps them to get new customers and gain attention. So it's important to check the consistency in the message via email, sales pages, social posts, and most importantly now is stories, because they vanish after 24 hours and they can be used to make claims with little to no context or give an incorrect impression of what's possible. If the perception people give in their stories is different to the sales pages, I'd definitely be wary. Fifth and final red flag is when you're reading the sales message, do you want the claims to be true? Abnormal success takes abnormal behaviors, otherwise everyone and their uncle would be successful, right? If you're excited by a sales message that promises you all the riches in the world and all you have to do is take a magic pill, you are the exact ideal customer for the mass market kind of scammy sellers.
I would argue that if you're searching online on Google or on YouTube for how to become a millionaire in 60 days or how to become a millionaire in 90 days, you are the problem. You are asking the wrong questions. And of course, they will tailor content for you if you're seen searching for that type of content. You're ripe to be taken advantage of, in my opinion. None of these people that we worldwide accept are successful in their field are saying they achieved it by doing this one interesting hack that most gurus won't tell you.
People will often crave that thing to be true because, they're not willing to face the reality that success takes hard work, dedication, skill, and, quite a lot of luck.
So there you have it, the top 5 red flags for you to look out for if you're thinking of buying a Contrepreneur's course. A lot of you get in touch and ask me who do I trust and who would I look to for advice. I always say, find someone that's been there and done it. So in that regard, I'm pleased to be sponsored by Eddie Whittingham. It's someone I've known for a few years before he sold his business. He's now set up GoFounder. Say hello to proper, no-nonsense advice from people who have actually been there and done it. GoFounder. Taking the bullshit out of starting a business. To find out more, click the link in the description below.